Keeper, you have come far to meet me here.
Keeper? My name is Kassandra.
Names change, but this task is eternal. You are the Keeper, she who keeps the Great Seal closed and the staff of Hermes Trismegistus safe.
Your voice. I heard it in Atlantis.
You remember. My name is Alethea. With the staff in your hands, we are now entwined.
Entwined? How?
I can now present myself to you in a form that you recognize. You must deliver me to the Heir of Memories. Even now, she watches us. When I speak to you, I speak through you to her.
So, I'm supposed to hold the staff until this Heir person takes it from me. What will happen to me?
What happens to all of us? Then, she will open the Great Seal to Atlantis. It longs to be opened. Your task is to be the Keeper until that time. Pledge yourself.
Where is this Heir?
Not where, but when. She is yet to be, but even still, she is here watching us now.
Fine. I pledge to keep the staff until the Heir of Memories, whoever that is ready to take it.
Are we going to get kicked out of the ad? We are. All right. So hello, everybody. Welcome back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Ignoring what happened last week, we're going into the Fate of Atlantis DLC. Now, I doubt that we'll get into the actual DLC in this part because this Heir of Memories thing is technically a Lost Tale of Greece, I do believe. That's supposed to lead into it. So, and so far the Lost Tales of Greece have been about an hour. So odds are we'll make it through this, and then on Wednesday we'll get into the actual DLC.
All right. What did your diagnostics show you?
Alana's getting the results now.
It will take us time to analyze. For now,
Kyoshi, you cut out. You there?
another bug. I was saying, for now, try to relax.
Heir of Memories, the Great Seal awaits you.
Victoria, did you hear that?
Nothing on our end. What did you hear?
Before there was radio static, like we were being jammed. But just now I heard a voice. The same one Kassandra heard in Atlantis.
Might be the bleeding effect. Like Kyoshi said, try to relax while Alana works on the results of the diagnostic.
Go to the Seal, Heir.
All right. Did we not do, like, open Atlantis at the end of the, Atlantis part? Or I guess we got the staff. Did we open it, though? Yeah, because we had to come in here and, like, realign something or other, right? To get the last laser beam going, right? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Did not expect to actually get kicked out of the out of the Animus in a DLC. Like, holy hell. I'm not complaining. I mean, this chick's alright. She's much better than Desmond. Not that that's a high bar to clear, but
now I am entwined with you. Heir of Memories, this is the Great Seal to Atlantis. It has waited long to meet you.
Victoria, Alethea's voice is coming through the staff. Victoria?
The interloper can't hear you now.
Scrambling my comms. Focus, Layla. You're not going crazy. I think that memory. If it wasn't an Animus malfunction, Kassandra was the Keeper holding the staff for me? And somehow the staff has been equipped for audio transmission and is connected to this seal. These symbols. It almost looks like a locking mechanism.
Name these symbols in order, and at long last, the seal will open to the Heir of Memories.
Okay, talking stick. But which symbols? And in what order? There must be some way to know.
The Keeper kept this riddle and more in her mind.
Altair 2. I'm going back in the Animus. If the signal gets through and you can monitor my vitals, great. If not, well, you've earned one free I told you so.
really, their base is called Altair 2. Like, a little on the nose, isn't it? Isn't it also a little, like, when did like, I'm assuming that that we're about to see when Kassandra learned what symbols and in what order, but I feel like that's something that the stick should know, right? I love the fact that she called it a talking stick, too. It's definitely something I would say. It's like, all right, stick lady. You must, like, Alethea must know the, you know, that's very close to a name I use a lot in games for female, well, mages, basically. I have, like, a group of names that I more or less use, and 3 of them start with an A. Whenever I play games, depending on, like, what type of character I'm playing. And yeah, like, that's very close, because, like, it's Alethea, but the one I use is Aletha, which it's you know, it's just subtly different, but it's still creepily close, because I don't remember where I got the name from, but I've never seen it in anything that I haven't put it in. Not that it's not out there, probably. I mean, I did get it from somewhere. So, I mean, it's obviously... It is something somewhere that I saw it, but... yeah, it's just weird, because I've never... I can't remember where I got it from, but outside of wherever that was, I've never seen a name like that, even this close.
The guy who helped get Phidias out of Athens? Is that why you've brought me back to this place?
Here, the role of the Keeper bound itself to you, though you didn't know it yet. Now, to uncover the truth, we must go to Theras.
How will I know this Heir of memories when I see her?
She will come to you. The end of your journey is in the Hall of Atlantis, where her true journey begins.
I don't understand who the Keeper is.
The Keeper isn't a person, but a task. And it is yours. Pythagoras held the staff to exploit its power. The Keeper's task is to restrain it and protect it from the hands of corruption until the Heir of memories appears.
Who or what are you?
I am Alethea. Pythagoras called my people the ones who came before, but we are the issue. Like you, I invited rebellion into the world, though there were complications. I replicated my consciousness in the staff of Hermes Trismegistus so that I can speak with you and the Heir.
I'm going to find Theras. I guess you're coming with me?
Our tasks are the same.
Layla, come in.
Alana, is that you?
2 things. Something's been interrupting our comms, which explains why we lost our vitals. Kiyoshi is looking into it.
I know this sounds crazy, but I think it's the staff.
Nothing sounds crazy to me anymore. Still, I'd like to verify. In other news, your animus is definitely bugging out. Victoria is yelling at her monitors in French, and frankly, I'm not sure what you're doing is safe.
You call that yelling? Layla, the Altair 2 is moving into position. I'm gonna ask that you come up for air while we take a look at it.
I can't do that, Vic. Cassandra's looking for Theras who might know how to unlock the Great Seal to Atlantis.
The what? Layla,
Theras was a friend to Phidias. I'll let you know more as soon as I get answers. Layla out.
Alright. So, this Heir of Memories task, or quest,
Head for open water!
I'm pretty sure was unlocked as soon as I finished the Atlantis storyline, right? Because, like, you needed to see Kassandra hand over the staff, and then you could do this DLC. Or then you could do this Lost Tales. So, the first DLC, as far as I could tell, could be done at any point. As soon as it came out, it was available for me to do. Nothing in it made mention of the main storyline, which is a shame. Leading me to believe that it was just there to be done. Like, there was no requirements behind it, right? But this one obviously did have some requirements, but I can't remember if it was unlocked before you got rid of what's-his-face that was with us for a good chunk of the game there, and then he left. The Athenian dude, I cannot remember his name because he was in the game so little, considering that he was apparently always with us and supposed to be a big deal. So, like, I'm wondering if you could do the, like, because, like I said, I don't remember when it, or if it unlocked at the same time. But if it did unlock at the same time, because I think it did, I'm wondering, could you do this with him? Because that would obviously be very different. All right, where the fuck is this guy? Do I really want to sail all the way over there? I doubt it. Oh, also looking the wrong way. God, no, I don't. That's way too far away to sail. Just fast travel here. I love having the ship, right? Like, that's the thing, right? In a lot of games, I love having the transportation. Like Skyrim, I like having the horses. Origins, I like having the horses. I like having the ship and the horse in this one, you know. Like, I love doing that. But a lot of time, it's just like, shit's way too far apart. Like, if I wasn't recording, it would be a little different. I would probably have used my ship way more in this if I wasn't recording this game, because, like, even when I play in between and I'm not recording, I still feel like I need to get it done so that it's done, like, whatever I'm doing. I need to get that done before I record next, right? So I still use fast travel way more than the ship. But, like, I would, if I was just playing by myself, no recording, nothing, no pressure to get stuff done, I would probably just use the ship. I probably wouldn't have fast traveled in this game. I would probably have still fast traveled, like, within areas, like, on land in that. If, like, if I was, like, in the middle of a quest or something, I would probably, but just, like, running around exploring that, probably wouldn't have fast traveled nearly as much as I do. Just because, like, I enjoyed just, like, the little bit of downtime in between, right? And it gives you more of a sense of time progression, right? Like, when you fast travel everywhere, everything seems to be happening, like, really fast. But, like, if you actually use, like, the horse or the ship or whatever, like, the mode of transportation that your character would theoretically have to take to get there. Right? It would be very different. Because, like, boosh. Oh man, apparently an overpowered shot just kills. But yeah, because like I said, when you play it, especially like with the last DLC, like I said, everything seemed to take a lot of time, right? And using the other transportation wouldn't have helped with most of those, because like the things that were taking a long time was like, or seemed to be really fast, was like building up the relationship and that. And dude wasn't with you on your boat or anything, so like it probably wouldn't have helped with that. It would have gave more of a sense of how long Kassandra's been gone in that, but at certain points. But like overall, I don't think it would have helped. But with other stuff, you know.
Are you all right?
It's nothing compared to what they did to poor Phidias. Did you?
What do you know about Phidias?
Only rumors now. A man in gold came into his workshop, tortured him, broke his hands. His body was too destroyed for a proper burial. All because of these symbols.
Symbols?
I was exploring the tombs of Agamemnon, Eteocles, and Orion. I'm a traveler like you. I found the symbols and etched them onto parchment to give to Phidias as a gift.
Where were the symbols?
In Argolis, you'll find one in Agamemnon's tomb. Eteocles' tomb in Attica is where I found another. The final one I found in Viotia, deep in Orion's tomb.
You need to find somewhere safe, Thiras. You can sail with us on the Adrestia.
I would be forever in your debt. Take this map. It's rough, but it's the best I could do. Heir, Eagle Bearer, and thank you.
It's still kind of weird how much the cult is in this. Indicates the locations of the tombs. Alright, well, odds are he's a shit lieutenant, but whatever, he's technically safe. But I've been to all 3 of those fucking locations. Like, I remember being in the Tomb of Agamemnon, and I'm just assuming, kind of, that I've done the other ones, but whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter which one's closest, considering that they're all fucking far. That one's nowhere near fast travel, but whatever. Like, one nice thing about this game, though, I will say, because, and it was the same thing in Origins, and a lot of, I mean, once again, it's one of those things where they are getting slightly better about it, but it still happens in a lot of games, where, and, like, I mean, it's even happening right now, right, where stuff, like, if you go to a location beforehand in these games, and there's something there that you need for a quest, you'll get that item. There are some exceptions, just because it's not necessarily in a chest or something, you know, or it's like a random loot. But the point is that odds are, because like I have had to go back to locations to pick up items from ones that I've completed, right? But they were never like in a chest. It was always something like somewhere else, right? That I very easily could have missed, because when I go through locations, I head for the chest, I loot a little bit of stuff that's around the chest, but I don't explore the whole camp more than it's required to kill everyone in it. So like, but like, anyway, there have been, as you know, if you've been watching, a huge amount of times where somebody's asked me for something, I've been like, oh, well, you mean this thing? Here you go. I found this like 12 hours ago. You know, I found this like last week, and I've been carrying it around wondering what the fuck it was for. And it's a nice feature. It's one of those features that, like I said, it's hit or miss with games. Some of them let you do it, other ones don't. I feel like this game lets you do it, but the way that they have their locations, it's really good that they did. Like the fact that you have the locations unlocked and can go and clear them, and that if they didn't let you pick up the stuff and they forced you back into cleared locations. Obviously, there's still quests that will force you to go back into locations that you've cleared if it's required to kill someone specific in it. That person doesn't count as being dead unless it's one of like the Radiant quests, in which case as soon as you kill the person, it'll just complete the quest and you just go talk to the person. Yeah, thanks. I know where the tomb is. I've been here before. But like, for collecting items and that, for the most part, if you've already been there and you've already cleared the location, odds are you got the items from it. Because there, like I said, there are some items. It's mostly if it's like letters and that. Sorry, I got something in my teeth. But it's like items in that you need to collect will generally be there for you to collect. Letters will be there, but it's just not very often that I read those.
You've discovered Agamemnon's tomb, a place where the heir of memories will find the symbol she seeks.
So, what now?
Now is relative. With this information, will the heir open her eyes and unlock the symbol?
She will now. So, do I just wait here or something?
Our task is already complete. What comes next, she must do on her own.
I'm ready to meet the heir now. When will I?
Your understanding. What you do not know is that while you are yet to meet her, she already knows you very well.
So, what do I do with the stuff?
Keep it and let it keep you. The Keeper's task is to never succumb to death. All those you will ever know and all you will ever love will die. Then you will learn to love again, and those will die too, but you will remain.
She's stating that so matter-of-factly. Just like, yeah, you know.
Altair 2, I have our next location.
Well done. Where to?
Agamemnon's tomb in Argolis.
Oh man, do I actually have to go through it as Layla? See, now obviously I said once or twice during the main game that it's like, it's weird how little you come out but of the Animus, but once again, in Origins, you only came out 2 or 3 times. But, you know, with a game like this, obviously getting kicked, you could come out of the Animus at any point, I guess, but them forcing you out.
Layla to the Altair too. It wasn't easy, but I'm in.
I still don't understand. An AI or some other kind of consciousness is in the staff, which is used to open the Great Seal to Atlantis?
Partly right. The symbols in these tombs are somehow tied to the symbols on the seal.
How?
I'll let you know, once I find one.
Guess I'm taking your word for it. Be careful in there.
What a find!
What is it?
And spoil the surprise? All I'll say is, prepare to be amazed when I get back.
I mean, it's
This
a
body
fog.
must be thousands of years old.
They still work.
Those plates
Yeah,
on the
they do.
floor. I should be careful.
What the fuck was I saying now? Locations, items,
Must be
left.
some way over this thing.
But yeah, it's... Oh, come on. There we go. Letters that you can... Oh, right. No, getting forced out the Animus. Obviously, that has to be part of the main story. Like, I guess technically they could have had side quests that also force you out the Animus, you know, if they thought they were, like, particularly... Or that they would be
The first
particularly
is near.
interesting to Layla here, but because it was part of the main story and because the game is so big with so much side content to do, right? It feels like you're not getting kicked out the Animus very often. Like, odds are, like, there is a New Game Plus for this, and odds are if I hit up New Game Plus and just went straight story missions, I would notice getting kicked out a little bit more. But even then, I feel like you only got kicked out 2 or 3 times in this game as well. But it just would have been a little bit more noticeable.
Dead end.
Okay. Yeah, I can swing the stick. Is it a dead end, though? Because, I mean, I feel like it's weird for them to just straight up give me a dead end, right? Can't really move these because the rocks in the floor. I can see that I can only move them forward or back. I couldn't tell you. I imagine I wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually bothered to. Oh wait, but can I even get back over that gate, bro? If somebody went through all the trouble to map out the original tomb and then map out this one and see if they were the same. It also wouldn't surprise me if it was the same. It would be weird if it was different, you know? Because, like, for them to make it different, they would have to make a whole new area. I could do without all the fucking smoke and fog, though. Like, they would have to create a whole new area and do everything with it. Whereas the easy way, and the way that was more likely done, is they could have very well just copy-pasted the original from the main game, and then just added to it, you know? Added this fucking mist that's just way too thick. Oh, wait, I think this is the exit, isn't it? Because these tombs do have that, where you, yeah. Because that's where I started. Also, is that... No, I was going to say, is that dead snake? I doubt that I'll come across any enemies in this. Okay, so when I made it into that room... So, when I made it into there, she said that it was close. Now, there was obviously multiple points in this where you could slide under holes that were blocked by pots, but I'm not seeing any of those. So I made it in here, and she's like, oh, the symbol is close. Which made sense because this was here, but apparently that's not the symbol we need. Or that thing doesn't have the symbol we need on it. And then that just leads back to the entrance. So, gotta drop down. And find the symbol elsewhere. Man, what I wouldn't give for some Animus ping action right here to point me in the right direction. Fucking hell. See, now this, like, I feel like this is probably why they don't kick you out of the Animus very often, because you don't have some of the skills that are required, like, not required, but that are helpful, right? Like, that ping isn't, like, the most useful thing on the planet, but because of that ping, you, oh God, I got a sneeze coming on. Holy fuck. Alright. Anyway, because of that ping, though, you, can find loot, right? Which is, like... Oh, wait, is that the symbol? Oh, there it is, right there. I can see it right there. How the fuck do I get to that? I mean, I feel like Layla's small enough that she could squeeze through some of these holes at the top here. In fact, I'm pretty sure that she could squeeze through this hole right here. I mean, all I have is this to move, right? Like, I don't... I mean, it's not like I can do anything else with it. Okay, so I'm not allowed to climb on these. I mean, I can see the symbol on the other side of this. If I could... Can I throw this? Can. But it obviously doesn't do anything because it's not a real torch. If I could have, like, a real torch, right, with fire... But I don't. Huh. Yeah. I will say, these put off a lot more light when they're on the ground than torches do. Okay, so maybe it is something over here, but that doesn't make sense because these are already pulled out. Like, I don't... I don't get it, because, like, these are already pulled out. No, can't break those. Dead guy there. There's nowhere to climb up in here. Still can't climb on these things. I mean, I don't get it. Once again, if I had fire, I could burn this down. Not that that's a good thing to do within an enclosed space like this, but, you know, still. See, now, if they had let you run through it as Kassandra, right, you would have a bit more know-how of where to go. And like I said, now, I did go through it with Kassandra at one point, but that was so fucking long ago that I have no clue whatsoever as to where anything is. I mean, I somehow need to go this way. But there isn't anything that way. Like, I don't... Is there a door up here? Oh, wait. There it is. Remember I said there was shit like that? Yeah, there... Oh, what? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh, wait, I'm on the other side of it already. There we go.
Symbol!
The first of 3. You've done well, Heir.
It almost looks like a constellation.
Layla, all of our readings are being jammed.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. But there's still 2 more to uncover. I'm going back into the Animus.
There have been too many bugs, Layla. We need to stop and figure out what's happening.
We'll stop once I've opened the seal. Layla out.
Alright. So apparently when she says that it's close, it's like right in this room, basically. Like, that was on the other side of a wall that's connected to that room, so. I feel like... I don't know. Like, it makes sense that they would make you go to each tomb as Kassandra first, because then it's like, oh, that's where that is. And then that lets the game know which one you want to do without having like a which one do you want to go for screen, because that would really be a weird choice. But at the same time, story-wise, well, for one, it doesn't make sense that I just got money for that. But story-wise, Kassandra has already been to all three of these, which means that they already have the coordinates to all three of these. Which makes the fact that you then have to go there again as Kassandra, because like that's all they're doing, right? Is they're just getting the coordinates for each tomb, and then Layla's going in. But you know, once again, gameplay wise, it's so that they can bring you out of Animus. It can let you have a little bit more time with Layla, as a character, and keep that whole, you know, Animus thing alive that nobody really cares about, including me. Like, it's a neat feature, but in the end, it was like, eh. I mean, I could have played these games and enjoyed them without it, and they would have been just as good, if not better. Like, obviously, it's hard to tell if they would have been better without it, because there is no version without it. But anyway, yeah, story-wise, it makes no sense that you have to go back to areas that you've already been to, and therefore Layla would already have the coordinates to it. And B, that Kassandra couldn't get through the tomb to find the thing, since Layla is watching her the entire time. In which case, although I was going to say, in which case she should already be able to just have it, but I don't know if like the Animus records anything. Because I know people see, like they can see what you see in it and that, but I don't know if there was ever, because like that, you would assume that would be like an insane amount of space, right? If they were like recording everything, like that would be an absolute monster of a file. And that wouldn't make too much sense for them to record everything. I would imagine that if anything, they would only be able to record small chunks. It would be like when you go to your Xbox and you have like record that, and it just records like the last 30 seconds. I imagine they have something like that.
Memories must search these old halls for the symbol she seeks. Will the heir rise to the task?
I suppose she would. No?
Every step brings you down a very long road to the heir. Which you cannot show her, Deimos will.
Deimos? How?
The heir will know when the time comes.
Altair 2, Kassandra has found the next location.
Great work. Where to?
The tomb of Eteocles. I think I found a way in.
How is Deimos going to show her anything? Because, I mean, you choose who you play at the beginning. If you switch between the two, like you do in Syndicate, like with Jacob and Evie, that statement would make a little bit more sense because you jump between the two. But I don't know how much, unless you play as your alternate and part of this DLC or something. I don't know.
I think I'm getting good at this.
There might be a second career in this if assassin isn't your thing.
I still think this is a bad idea, Layla. We don't know the source of the radio interference, and there are temporal discrepancies in the Animus memories.
Noted, Doctor. Layla out.
Yeah, I mean, but Layla knows what it is. It's the Isu lady. I also don't know when they decide to be called, when they decide to call them Isu. Because, I remember them calling them that in... because in Origins you got the Isu armor and that, but that's the first time that I remember them actually having that name. I don't remember what, because I'm pretty sure that Desmond and company there referred to them as something else. Like, I don't think they referred to them as Isu. I'm pretty sure it was just like First Civilization or something, like First Civ or...
So well preserved. It looks like the organic matter, the paint, the wood, none of it has aged a day.
Well, I mean, depending on how well
The
sealed
chemical
this tomb
composition
was.
of the air might act as a natural form of preservation.
There are tombs all over the world where corpses still have hair and nails intact, even millennia after burial.
Let's talk about corpses after I'm out of here.
Well, I mean, that's just, like, yeah. I mean, it takes nails and hair a long time to degrade anyway.
Incredible. These statues are in perfect condition.
And, like, a lot of people think that, like, oh, hair and nails continue to grow after you're dead,
The
which
second
is
symbol
obviously false.
close. You
What
had
it
done well
is
to get this
instead
far,
is it's,
despite the interloper.
that as your skin
Antelope.
dries up, it pulls
mean
back, and it makes
Vic
it look like they're
or someone
longer,
else?
but really just your skin is shorter.
The second symbol! Another part of a constellation. Maybe they fit together. Altair 2, can you read me?
The interloper can hear us.
The interloper. Who?
Layla, we
The
hear
French
you,
lady.
but you're breaking up. Did you say you found the second symbol?
I did. And Kassandra knows where the third is. I'm sure of it. I'm going to dive back in.
As your doctor, and as your friend, I insist that we stop this. We're not able to guarantee you're safe in there. The staff?
The staff makes me immortal, Vic. I'll be fine.
Layla, please.
I mean, it makes you ageless, but we have no way of knowing whether or not it makes you unkillable. I mean, you could and that, to be fair, you could also still be trapped in here, in which case you're just trapped in a tomb for eternity unless somebody manages to dig you out. Granted, your friends know where you are, so they'd probably come and get you, but... So if the staff makes you immortal, makes you ageless, makes it so you can't die, I'm assuming that means you can't die of natural causes. And obviously, it freezes your body in whatever state it was when you got the staff. Because Pythagoras was an old man, but Kassandra, when she showed up, how many thousands of years later, to give the staff to Layla, she was still exactly like she was here, right? Now, you could say that that was just, you know, because it was easier than aging Kassandra for that 1 or 2 scenes that she was in. I say 1 or 2 because she was only in 1 so far, but she could still very easily be in another one with her being like another kind of like flashback dealy later during this. But, God, this one's really far away. It could very easily just freeze your body there. So does that mean that like what happened, like, because like that's one thing that always interests me when it's like, oh, I never age. It's like, all right, so you never age, so you can't die from natural causes in theory. So like if your body is frozen in a perpetual state of whatever age you are, do you need to eat, and can you eat? Because like do you still pee? Like, do you still, like, what? Right? Like, it's one of those things where if you make somebody or something ageless, whatever happens to them can be completely up to you. Like, if you make someone ageless and you say, like, oh, well, their body is frozen in that period of time, so they no longer need to eat, they no longer need, like, do you still need to sleep? Like, what, right? Because, like, a lot of the stuff that will kill you, like, can you die of starvation? I don't think so, based on the fact that Pythagoras seemed to be down in Atlantis for, like, fucking ever. And we had no indication that he ever left. So, I mean, I don't think he needs to eat. Whether or not he needed to sleep, I don't know. But sleep deprivation can kill you eventually. So, like, will you end up, like, if you don't sleep, will you still be alive, but just slowly go fucking crazy because, like, your body is trying to die but can't? Like, that would be an interesting thing to do for an immortal person in a game or something, you know? It's like, oh, they're immortal, but, you know, they did this thing, so technically they should be dead, but they can't die, so their body is, like their mind broke because they can't figure out why it's not dead, right? Like, that would be an interesting path to go through or to go down for, like, somebody being ageless. As for pissing and shitting, I mean, Pythagoras could have done that down there. Like, I mean, But it's just one of those things, right? Where it's like, the rules can be whatever they want for that. Like, there's a lot of things where people will change the rules, and you'll know that it's wrong, right? And it's like, that's not right. But, like, being ageless, it's completely dependent upon whoever's writing the story, I guess, as to what applies to, or like what it is to be ageless, right? Like what applies, what doesn't. Because there's so many things that could theoretically make sense, right?
In this tomb, the heir of memories will see how life grows from a dead place.
Life growing from a tomb. If I hadn't seen the staff work, I wouldn't believe it.
The heir's task is to bring life where there was death, and your task dooms you to endure loss. Close your eyes and picture the face of one you will never see again. What would you tell them?
I would hold them and tell them to be strong, and that we will be together again.
Remember that answer, and the pain from which it comes.
You don't have to tell me, Alethea. I will always remember. I will always keep.
And now, will the heir of memories rise to face the tomb?
I like how it's up to. I like how it's like she's asking Kassandra if Layla will do
The
this.
next
Like,
stop is the Tomb of Orion. I'll show you how to get there when I get back.
like if Cassandra's like nah and just leaves, like Layla wouldn't be able to go and do it. Like, I understand that it's the choice for you as to whether or not you're going to do it, but I guess if you hadn't already done these locations, you might be like, no, and then go through it as Kassandra to get the layout, and then be like, all right, now she's going to go. But at that point, just let Kassandra find the things, right? Like, there's no real reason why you can't find these as Kassandra, besides the fact that they want you to play as Layla more.
The interference in the comms is coming from an outside source. If I didn't know any better, I'd say someone was listening in.
It must be related to the staff.
That's just it. I recognize the interference pattern. It isn't Isu. It almost reminds me of an erudito hacking algorithm.
I'd recognize a hack if I saw one. Besides, once I find the third symbol, it won't matter. If only I knew which order they're going.
You could try randomly guessing. There's not that many combinations.
There's no guarantee I get 2 chances at opening the seal. After this, we're going back to Atlantis, and I'll figure something out. This raider was poisoned.
What? Who? I feel like I passed by him a while ago. And, oh, yeah, there's the symbol right there.
Final symbol. If the Keeper doesn't know the order of the symbols, her brother will.
Oh,
Final symbol. Another part of a constellation. They must fit together. Alter 2, can you read me? Okay, Layla, think this through. Outside the tomb of Eteocles, Alethea said Deimos would show me what the Keeper can't. Phidias had answers Theras didn't and was killed for it.
The heir is wise.
Altair 2, come in, please.
Layla, that you?
Did you find the symbol?
3 for 3. We need to head back to Atlantis. In the meantime, let's run the symbols I found against known constellations. Consider the research plan B.
What's plan A?
Kassandra knew where the symbols were, but not the order they go in. Alethea thinks Deimos may hold that secret. We have his DNA.
What? Layla, are you crazy?
I'm not crazy. I'm committed, and you should be too. When I get back to Atlantis, I'm getting this done whether you're on my side or not.
Wow, she went, like, real hostile there for a second. Also, that makes sense. You know, Manigold came in and killed him, so, I mean, we're going to play as Deimos and go and kill Phidias, but... Ooh, are we going to have, like, abilities and shit or something? Like, are we going to have our abilities? Are we going to have different abilities? I don't know about this changing characters thing, though. But, because, here's the thing, right? It's not that we're changing characters. I don't know about this because if we could just switch to Deimos and see what order the symbols go in, to see the order they go in means that we have to be able to see the symbols. Which means that if we had just done whatever, if we just had skipped right to this part where we're going to be Deimos and go and kill Phidias, we would have not only seen the symbols, but also had the order of them. Like, there was theoretically no reason for Layla to go through these tombs. Because, like, well, A, Kassandra could have went through the tombs and found the symbols. And then Layla just would have saw them. And B, you know, if Deimos gives us the order, he could have also gave us the symbols. So, I mean, once again, it's a minor story thing that got, you know, technically fucked up for gameplay reasons. Because it's hard to balance, like, what this here is trying to do. It would be hard to balance that with gameplay. Or are we just going to get a cutscene, though? We're not actually going to play as Deimos. That was weird. Why the hell did it go so dark there for a second?
Are you Brisson?
The name is Deimos.
No, I heard you're not real. You're not real!
Oh, I'm real. Here, let me show you.
Your heart rate's accelerated and your body temp is almost 98 degrees. What's happening?
Itira! Korgath! Metin! That's all I know! You have to believe me.
I'm not here to hurt you, Phidias. We're friends. I just want to know where these symbols come from. You would tell your friend, wouldn't you?
Itira!
Gorgath! Metin! Are you trying to anger your friend?
Did they really think that we don't understand that, you know, she feels this as if she's doing it? Like...
No. Layla, get your shit together!
Layla, you're not safe. We have to get you out of there.
No! Don't be afraid. We all die. But first...
Tell me what I want to know.
Itira! Korgath! Metin! Itira! Korgath! Metin! Itira! Korgath! Metin!
I mean, that's your order.
Layla, we're remote ending your session.
I mean, as soon as he said it the first time, she should have been like, all right, well, there's my order. I can get out of this now. Like, there was really no need for her to stay there. And the cutting between her and Deimos was weird. I'm pretty sure anybody who plays this understands that, you know, she's not seeing it from our perspective. She is the person, right? Like, like, that's not a very hard concept to get. And I feel like hopefully people understand that, but I guess there are some people who don't. But I feel like if somebody doesn't understand that, switching between them like that probably isn't going to help that person. It's just going to confuse them more. Like,
Itira, Gorgath, Metin.
Layla? Come in.
Vic, you had no right!
I had to pull you out. Diving into Deimos' mind almost killed you.
The interloper. He is listening.
He?
Sigma, I'm opening fire.
Doc, fall back. Kiyoshi's been hit.
Altair 2, come in. Altair 2! Vic! Anyone? Can you hear me?
all right. So, I mean, we have the order, but I don't know what any of those symbols mean. Like, I don't know which one of those words applies to which symbol. Like, what symbol is Korgath? What did we have? We had, like, 3 stars.
The great
A quarter
seal has
moon.
waited long enough.
And a fucking tree.
I can't. I've seen inside Deimos' mind. I can't contact the team. The Animus isn't safe.
The trials of the Heir are just beginning.
You're right. I can do this.
Yours is a role of strength and resilience. Now the Heir must call the name of the first symbol.
Oh, I just need to call the names. Okay.
This symbol was the first I found, and the first name Sebefithias was Itira.
The Heir recalls. She heard the names of the symbols and their order.
But then why do we
Now,
need to see the
call out
symbols?
the name of the second.
Like, I don't get it.
It was this symbol, and the second name Sebefithias was Korgath.
But that was the third symbol we
The
found.
Heir doesn't just experience memories, but holds them inside her. And now, the final symbol.
Like, I don't...
I remember! Phidias somehow unlocked the order of the symbols, even if he didn't realize it. It was Itira, Korgath, Metin.
Layla, can you hear us?
Vic! You're alive!
Sigma 4 soldiers stormed the ship. Kyoshi was shot, but I stopped the bleeding. He saved us.
It isn't the staff. Someone is intentionally remote hacking our signal. I encrypted a new frequency for us, just to be sure.
We need to go dark until we know it's safe.
Before we go, how are you?
It's good to hear your voices. Listen, I've unlocked the Great Seal. Atlantis is open.
Please, don't go in until we know we can keep a secure connection. I want this as much as you do, but we need to do it together.
I'm hearing you, Doctor. Atlantis has waited this long. It can wait a little longer. Until then, while I'm down here, I'm safe. Call me when Kyoshi's back on his feet.
He'll be glad to hear your voice. Until then, I'll tell your 2 is going dark.
Alright. So that was the Heir of Memories, which first... See, now this doesn't... Because, like, the DLC is called The Fate of Atlantis, and obviously you're going to play through it as Kassandra and not Layla. I mean... Yeah. Not that I would be against playing as Layla, but just, like... It... Well, I would be. Just because, like, this whole game is Kassandra, right? It would be weird to just all of a sudden have, like, an entire 3-part DLC that's just Layla. But I'm wondering now if, like...
Anybody there? Victoria?
Layla? Nice timing. Looks like I've been able to establish a secure connection with polymorphic code. Hacker-free. It's good to have you back.
How's Kyoshi?
You know him. Resilient as ever. He wouldn't want you worrying.
Sigma team. I can't believe those bastards found the Altair too.
Turns out our signal was being corrupted by the Juhani Ottoberg himself. Guess he was bored of playing Black Cross and tracking down the Juno cult. I should have known some desperate hacker from Erudito would flip on us. Their fingerprints are all over this.
No way! Otso heard everything? If he tells the rest of the Templar Inner Sanctum what we're up to, we'll have every armed Abstergo goon on the planet after us.
If Berg hasn't found you yet, we're still a step ahead.
Then as long as I got you as backup, what are we waiting for? Let's see what this Great Seal is all about. Where's Victoria?
You'll see.
All right then. Here we go.
You'll see. Why is she down there with her? Victoria's the doctor, right?
This place is huge! Echo! These look like thrones of
Didn't
royalty.
echo. That's embarrassing.
But who are the kings and queens?
Oh, look, it's what's-her-face. Oh my, that's a lot of fucking thrones, too. Well, I mean, the Greek gods, right? They had their throne room, and they had the chick that was in the middle who tended the fire, right? It's like that'd be like Zeus and Ares and Hera and yada, 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 you know?
Hello, Layla. Heir of memories. We finally found each other.
I guess rebels always find a way. It's nice to meet you in the flesh, Alethea. Or in the hologram?
It was only a matter of time until our realities crossed in one way or another. It seems as though we're not alone.
Victoria? What are you doing down here?
Layla, it was way too dangerous to let you do this alone. I wanted to keep an eye on things personally. Who's this?
This is Alethea, the voice from the staff I was talking about. Of the Isu, Victoria. Can you believe it?
I've had nothing but time to study the patterns of human speech, so I should sound less like a talking stick.
Are you sure we can trust her?
I mean...
Don't worry. She's a friend. She wants to help us with the staff.
It was always known to me that the heir of memories would embark alongside the keeper, Kassandra. You weren't in the plans. Can I trust you?
Of course you can. I'm her doctor, and I need to be here to keep an eye on Layla's vitals.
She'll keep out of the way.
No matter. This journey is yours and Kassandra's. You'll need to build up the strength to withstand the staff's corruption. As Kassandra finds power to fuel both her and the staff, you too will feel that physical connection.
So you want Layla to go in there? I don't think so. Who knows what exposure to even more First Civ tech will do?
Not me, Victoria. I'll go into the Animus and experience it as Kassandra. Right, Alethea?
Your journey starts at the same place the Keepers did. The Animus will show you her way through the simulations.
If you're sure, Layla, we'll have to be extra careful. I'll be here to monitor you with... her. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. Wish me bon chance.
Alright. I imagine then that you'll probably get kicked out the Animus at the end of each of the chapters, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. I'm definitely at the end of the third chapter you would, because shit has to happen, but... See now...
The Keeper shares blood with those who came before, and is connected to the issue.
See, though, if Kassandra sealed it until Layla showed up, why is she opening it again, right? Like, that was going to be my question when this happened. Like, I knew this was going to happen, and it's like...
The blood that is shared must also be offered, and the Great Seal will open for us.
If you say so.
Welcome, Keeper. You've entered the great throne room of Atlantis. What lies in this room are remnants of issue tech I've adapted in order for you to begin your journey. I'm sure you have questions.
This place... Did Pythagoras know it existed?
No, I wouldn't show it to him. This room was built by the issue to house something else. These thrones were once just thrones. Now they contain my simulations. Don't worry, I'll show you.
You told me this room was meant for the Heir of Memories. But I got in so easily.
You paid for it in blood. Blood that looks quite like ours when you look closely enough.
Mater always told me there was power in our blood. I guess she was right. There's more I have to do.
Always, Keeper. When the staff belonged to Pythagoras, he used it selfishly for knowledge. He was weak where you aren't. You will endure lifetimes until the Heir of Memories takes this burden. The only way to carry the staff's weight is to find the strength to wield it. You'll find that strength in Elysium. The underworld awaits, Keeper.
The... what? I'm alive. If I'm alive, how can I come back from the underworld?
These portals are simulations. They were made by me for you. In Elysium, you'll find power sources known as Keeper's Insights. This will affect both the Keeper and the Heir of Memories. Moving forward in the underworld will be essential to finding all the sources of power.
You're asking for blind trust, Alethea.
You pledged yourself to me and our common cause, Keeper. Never forget that I'm on your side. I won't let the ones that came before control your fate. Find the strength within you and show the staff your worth. A Approach the first portal when you're ready.
All right. So obviously we'll stop here for today since we're already at an hour. So yeah, that is the Heir of Memories. That's the build up to the DLC. It does look like it's going to be more like the second DLC than the first one. I don't know how much. That was for Origins, by the way. Like, because like the second DLC of Origins, you got to go, like you had the new map area, which was fine. But then they gave you like all like those little areas, and I imagine that's what this is going to be. Instead of having like a new map plus the smaller areas, I imagine this is just going to be the smaller areas, and each DLC is probably going to be, well, maybe. Because she said that we're going to Elysium through the underworld and that, but I don't know if there's going to be, because I mean there is different layers in the Greek mythos about death, you know, like they have like the Elysium fields and the underworld and whatever, right? Like there's different places you can go depending on who you are. So I imagine we're going to go through each of those, because I think there was only 3. So we might get 3 new little neat areas to go through, which is cool. If that's true, I imagine each area will take I don't know, say story-wise, probably hour and a half or so each. Once again, though, this is based on Origins, because each afterlife thing in Origins was, I'd say, about an hour and a half long. But this is like a 3-chapter DLC. So, and there was a lot more of those in Origins. So, sensors, I'm guessing only 3 areas in this one. They might be bigger areas than the ones in Origins. But either way, I'm looking forward to it, because that was like a great DLC in Origins. So hopefully this was just as good. But thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you Wednesday with the first trial of the Keeper, I guess.